also, have you guys ever heard of this guy or seen this guy? He's pretty ugly. Actually, he's fixed his hair in this picture. Donald Trump. Donald Trump. He went from millionaire to broke to billionaire. You know, his ex-wife, Ivana, or whatever, what do you call her name is, she loaned him, loaned him money when he was dead broke because she knew he had the millionaire mindset. I mean, he had it. And, that's an interesting thing. I'll tell you, no matter what, if somebody, there's going to be downs and outs. I mean, I will tell you, it's like you can be on top of the world. Let me tell you something, especially an internet marketing problem. You can have a lot of money coming in. I've had this happen to me where I've had a merchant account hold my money for, over December. We did this huge promotion one December, and all of a sudden, my merchant account held my money. They said, we're not going to give you your money for 6 months. I was like, are you kidding me? You have all this money coming in, sometimes because they're like, well, you made too much money too quickly. But it just doesn't make sense to me. But things like that can happen where you can be in a position where it's like you feel broke, but you're really not. You can't get to your money. But anyway, he went from millionaire to broke to billionaire. And that's so cool because one thing they can't take away from you is your knowledge. I learned that when I walked off the bankruptcy steps. I said, you know what? They could take everything from me. But the one thing they didn't take, they couldn't take what I knew. And I walked out of there, and I tell you what, as soon as I got done, I was like, the chip, thing went off my shoulder, and all of a sudden I was like, whoo. Everything started happening for me. It was so cool. Armin Morin, if you guys know, I'm talking about internet millionaire accidents. Armin Morin, he created a toolbar. And this is how he made his first $1 million online. He created a toolbar with websites he looked at and thought were cool, and then he saved them. And then basically he sold his favorites list. He created this whole list, all these sites he thought were cool, and over a course of 3 months, he made his first $1 million online. He did it on accident. He didn't even realize it was going to happen. Morgan Westerman, he was at my office a couple weeks ago. Morgan Westerman, he did a thing called Interviews with God. I don't know if you've ever seen that. Interviews with God. It was actually a real good thing. It's a public domain poem. Basically, it means that you can take it and use it for yourself because it's out of date. And he turned it into a flash movie. And I believe it was over a course of 6 months. Over a course of 6 months, he made his first $1 million online over a flash movie. And he actually is selling screensavers. Selling screensavers online. They never realized this would happen. Neither of them. It just happened. Now, here's 9 common characteristics of internet millionaires. 9 common characteristics of internet millionaires that I have discovered, that I have found, is here. And the number 1 is blame versus learn. Blame versus learn. And what I have found is that internet millionaires learn from things. They do not blame others. I hear people go, you know what? It's their fault. It's this fault. It's this fault. It's this fault. And they don't learn. And one thing is, and I will tell you, is what happens, let's say something goes wrong in my life, and I do something and it doesn't turn out the way that I want it. I ask myself a question. I said, what went wrong, and how can I fix it? Or how can I make sure this never happens again? But I learn from the situation because the best education is life, I think, and looking back. But I'm not blaming anybody. And you can even hear, I made some mistakes, one time, and I went up to the guy and I made some mistakes. I said, listen, here's what I'm sorry. It's totally my fault. Even though it really wasn't, well, it was my fault. But even though there was other things that really happened that I had no control of, I still took total responsibility for it. And I said, you know what, but here's what I learned from the situation. Next time I'm never going to use that person or that person ever again. Next time I'll make sure I get this to them differently. So, but learning from the situation, don't blaming. Number 2 common characteristics, they're decisive. They take quick, decisive action. Now, especially when I did the thing, it was actually there was somebody that could have got the money faster if he just pulled the money out of my hand because he had it sitting there in front of me. I just didn't do it. But you got the money, right? Or no, you got the money. Yeah, you got the money. So you could have had the money. You could have, but you should have sold it. I wanted you to grab it out of my hand. If you would have grabbed it out of my hand, you would have had it, and he wouldn't have got it. But he got it.
He also was first.
Yeah, it didn't matter. It did not matter that he was first.
I understand.
So, because, yes. Yeah, it doesn't matter if he's first. If you can, he's a guy. You can knock him out of the way. Just don't, yeah. But seriously, I will tell you, a little thing about something like that last week. Listen to this. Well, actually, I've done that thing where I did that to the dollar. Listen to this, and it was interesting because I saw some, there's younger people in the room. But I've done that when I had a group of kids, so there would be parents and the kids. The kids would run up and do it without even thinking.
Yeah,
They're like, here. Yeah, there's nothing there. So it's interesting that the kids don't care. But last week we were in Orlando at Mark Victor Hansen event. Devon gets on stage and he held up the Ultimate Lifestyle Workshop. He said, the first one that runs up here on stage gets the thing. Now this is in front of the whole crowd when we were talking about our breakout session. And this blind lady, she was blind. She left her stick that she uses underneath her, ran up, and was the first one up. She just listened to his voice and ran to him. Now, she didn't even care if she ran into the thing. She wanted it that badly. I'll just tell you that, it's interesting. Sometimes, if we had her in the room, I'd tell you all would be beat. And if we had some, younger kids in the room, we'd all be beat. But
Do you want money? Yes,